Hello, hello. Sorry about the delay. My apologies. I had some computer issues. Somehow, some way, my computer got unplugged. Normally, it's on in sleep mode. Had to plug it up and let it get some charge and all the other good stuff. Then I had to set the stream up. So, my apologies. I should have had that checked out. Unfortunately, I didn't. I promise you, normally I'm far more professional than that. However, on to uh, the reason for the stream. Thanks to everybody that's been here, who's checked everything out, which I really appreciate. I've hit 1,000 subscribers. So far as YouTube is concerned, I'm pretty sure 1,000 subscribers means that I'm gonna get either a plastic or a wood play button. Seeing as how they're probably trying to go green, they wouldn't give me a plastic one, but we'll see. I'll find out when they ship me something. Hopefully they do. But yeah, very, very happy, very, very pleased. Took a while. Lord knows I uh, wasn't really fostering something for consistency. Initially, it was kind of the nature of the job, but then afterwards, still didn't fully know how to be a proper YouTube creator. And but did a lot of research, did a lot of took a lot of tutorials, saw how to, then learned how to make things a little bit better. Chief amongst them was to use a better camera. So that's what I'm streaming on right now. I'm streaming on my Sony. When previously all of my live streams were coming from the phone or via my GoPro, and for whatever reason, at least with the GoPro that I have, I could only live stream in widescreen. That is not conducive to a decent stream, especially when everything is stationary from the top down and close. But again, we persevered. We moved past those things, kept it rolling, found a way to get better content. And thank you very much, Savage Wolf. I appreciate that. Yeah, found a way to get to make the content look a little bit better. Um, I still have to increase my speed on the editing of the recorded stuff. Got a few things recorded that I need to edit with the sound better on. Then I'll release those to include a review of the Cayman boots that I had. Strangely enough, people really wanted not just the unboxing, but a review afterwards. So film that. That's good to go. But there's a lot of background noise, and that will be rolling. Um, I put it out on the Instagram and I believe on the Facebook, although they tried to say that I was spamming on one of my Facebook accounts, even though I only announced it once. But hey, whatever. That's Zuckerberg's thing there. Hopefully the word got out. So every item that I show on this stream that I list for sale will be for sale at 90% off. Some things I'm going to keep because some things I have used. For instance, this passport case here, it's I've had it for a good while. I think maybe about 3 to 4 years at this point. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's a little bit longer. And in between showing things that are going to be heavily discounted, just in case anybody wants them, I'm going to be showcasing a few things that have been completed recently. And in the case of this project here, I'm going to do some additions to it. So it's already done with the tooling. I'm not going to do more tooling to it, but I am going to antique it. So antiquing is when you take something in this particular stage of completion and You add antique paste, which is right here, and it fills in the low spots and increases the detail. So you'll be left with is something like this. So that is what's going to be done on stream. And I've really got to work on centering things, but that's a little bit better. And it's showing that I am having some camera issues. It might be a wiring issue. Everything looks to be fine. And I spoke too soon. All right, looks like we're back. Okay, so um, I'm also going to use this opportunity to turn it into a bit of a tutorial. So, for those who are not used to the antiquing process, it is pretty straightforward, although it is a bit time consuming. Oh, also, watch of the day is another gift to myself. I got several months ago. Got the Tudor Black Bay 41 non-diver edition with the blue dial. And I recently changed out the band not too long ago. So hopefully I don't destroy this thing with the with the antiquing. The upside is there's essentially no reason why my wrist would be touching antique paste. So should be just fine. So to for the antiquing process, you're going to need a resist. And there's a lot of different things that you can use for that. There is a pro resist. You can also use Resilene, often listed as acrylic Resilene. Both will do the job. I've seen people use Sadillac, which I don't have. I do have a saddle sheen or a spray sheen. I'm told that's not as effective as Sadillac, and Resilene and Pro Resist are some of the best. With the wool daubers, what you'll want to do, and hopefully it shows pretty well in here, there's a lot of spare fray hairs. And of course, it's not going to show. Well, so there's a lot of strays and fly away fibers on the dauber, and oftentimes they can get stuck in things like dye or Resilene and stick on your project. And the easy way to get rid of that is just to singe it a little bit. So these are going to burn away the little flyaway ones that aren't really stuck or aren't properly stuck. And the ash will come off. And anything that would have come off in application would have come off with the fire and pulling away the burnt bits in the ash. So now the dauber is properly prepared. So you're going to want to get at least 2 coats of the Resilene or Pro Resist, whatever it is that you're going to use. The wool soaks up quite a lot. You don't need to press down very hard. There's a lot of the Resilene that's soaked in there. Just make sure that you get some good coverage. So I'm going over these parts here where the Resolene pooled a bit, just to make sure it's thinned out a bit. Nothing too crazy, not too much, not too little. Gets in there. I'm not sure if that's a fiber or if that's some coagulated Resolene that happens on the rim sometimes. Sometimes it'll catch on there. I've seen it a bit. Last thing I want to do is be pulling things off or have some fiber stuck in there. All right, so get that off. Little piece was stuck on there. Nothing too crazy. All right. Okay, so while that is drying, stick that back in there because I want to keep reusing it. Cover that up a bit. All right. Mhm. Looks like we got a bit of some downtime here. So I do put a couple of things on the screen here. So this is a wallet here. This is made from cowhide, but it was tanned and processed to look like tarnished copper. And I, for one, love it. I don't know who came up with this, but it is genius. Very much on point. So normally these wallets are going for 60 bucks, hand stitched and everything, 90% off. You do got to pay for shipping though. So it's going to be about 10 bucks for the shipping. At least the last time I checked it was. Hopefully inflation hasn't hit the post office and their prices anytime soon. This next one here is a name badge, or an ID badge rather. I'm sorry. And it is obviously the plastic piece on the interior and then blue ostrich hide. So this one is 5 bucks because of the price off. All right, this is still drying, but I do see some schmutz clogged up in there. Again, sometimes it's some previously coagulated Resolene. This here looks like some fibers that We're still stuck on the dauber. Mhm. Okay. The rest looks good. All right. Yep, still got to dry. And then one more round with a one more round with the Resin, and that should be good to go. And then after that dries, Antique for the win. Mhm. Just spreading the word about the live stream. That's going to get Antique put on it in maybe another 10 or 12 minutes. That's going to get Antique put on it. Jeez. That is going to get Antique right there, and then maybe another 10 or 12 minutes. Really looking forward to how that turns out. That is going to get Antique. Still not quite dry in the lower spots yet, which is fine. So while we're waiting, let me better explain Antique. So previously, this image looked more like this. Very little contrast, and it still remained natural veg tan. But with the Antique paste, what it will do is when it's applied, it will settle into the lower spots and those spots that have texture in the background. And the reason that you use the resist is so that the color from this doesn't seep into the color of the leather itself, but it will settle into these lower spots so that when you wipe it away, all of these smoother, non textured spots and all the things that are essentially uniform with the height, the Antique will come off of it very fairly easily, if not completely and totally. And what remains will stay inside the image, giving it a little bit more depth and or texture. In the case of this, there was a lot of texture because I used the backgrounding tool. A little too close. All right. And in the case of this particular passport case, it will have a little bit more detail. The depth will show a lot more, but because I didn't use a backgrounding tool, it won't stand out nearly as much as that one right there. Um, I definitely did this one while I was stationed in Japan. I did this when I was out of the military and we were in um, West Texas. I cannot for the life of me remember the name off the top of my head. Um, it was a ways past. Um, we were moving east from Clovis, New Mexico, and we had just crossed into Texas. Can't remember the name of the town though, but it was in there. That's where I did this work. I'm sure it'll come to me once the stream is over. Mhm. All right, time for another because that is it's not even tacky. It's dry to the touch. That is one big upside of Resolene. It dries pretty quickly. I've never used Pro Resist, so I'm not sure how much faster or uh, slower that stuff dries. Also, to avoid the pooling issue that I had previously, whoa, I'm going to do this side first and then do the other smooth side. Pop all these bubbles. Can't get everything, but still. This is the only real upside to being somewhat of a nitpicky person with leather work. It's one of those mediums that will benefit the type of work that you have or the type of work that you do. Like previously, the circular motion. It's a good method to apply evenly over an area, but with an area like this, there's a lot of bubbles, and if you let it dry like that, you'll have uh, the surface will just look very, very poor. So you can either apply it properly initially, or use one of various techniques to pop the bubbles to ensure that they don't dry on the surface. Because normally what will happen is the bubbles won't maintain their integrity 100% of the time, but it'll remain there long enough for the resin to start to harden. Then it will burst while it's still tacky, and it won't settle into the surface of the material. So you'll have what looks like a bunch of moon craters on your work if you don't apply this in such a manner that the bubbles pop. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to avoid those little moon craters. All right. Okay. Think we're good there. And I don't have canned air, which is dumb because I should. But canned air does a really good job of popping any bubbles that might be on the surface without disrupting the resin on the surface. All right, so now that can dry off to the side. Shouldn't need this again. Well, that's kind of a lie. I got this that I've had for some years that I never did any antiquing with. This was long before I was remotely comfortable with it. And then also this, but this has been through some work. I don't know if I want to try the antiquing on that one. We'll see. We shall see. Pop. Make sure there's not residue of any sorts. It is not, thank goodness. But that is. And of course, I have no tweezers. But I got it out anyway, thank goodness. I'm very upset. Usually, singeing the applicator or the dauber gets rid of all these little extra fibers, and that just did not happen. It is odd. I've been doing this since 2014. It's never been an issue, but hey, it's all good. A few more minutes, and then we'll be able to get this bad boy rolling. We'll be doing some hashtag antiquing on the 1,000 subscriber stream tonight. Yep. While that's going, I'm going to knock out a little bit more social media. Sorry that you have to see me just very unprofessionally uh, doing all this crazy stuff. Copy. Although I do have to say that I do have a nice little pro tip for everyone. And share. Boom. For those of us who are utilizing the social media, especially for business, hashtags are king. It helps you to be searched more directly. And what I do is I will just go in my notes app. Let me turn the brightness up here. And I will have my most common hashtags. Is that working for y'all? So this way, after I'm done with a post, after so I've done the editing, picked the song, all the other good stuff, I can finish the caption, and then I already have my most relevant hashtags, and I just have them saved in the Notes app. Then I'll copy the whole thing, paste it, and then delete the hashtags that don't apply to that particular post, and then post it. Easy day. That way, I'm not writing out a whole bunch of different posts every single time. Doo-doo-doo. All right. So that's shared, and this side feels pretty dry. This side still feels weirdly a bit tacky. So we're going to leave this for a bit. Have that covered up. And while we're waiting, a few other things that are going to be up for grabs tonight. This particular sheath here, this is for a pocket knife, nice little foldable one, nothing too crazy. On one side is cowhide with the python skin wrapped around it or wrapped over it. And the other side is veg tan cowhide. It's about 4.5 ounces on each side. So it fits, or rather, it wears real slim. And also this pocket knife sheath here with the dog paw on it. This one's about 5.5, 6 ounces on either side, dyed buffalo brown. Got the logo on the opposite side of it. See the thickness there. So both of these are $10. All right, slightly less than 90% off. But I mean, come on, I got to get $10 for these. $10 a piece, right? Nothing too crazy. Boom. The flap wallet with the embossed Horween leather. I think I might even have the, yes, bam. It's even got the maker stamp right there on the inside. So this one here, we'll let this one go for $5. So everything that I've got up that I'm posting that is for sale, stashing it off to the side here. I'll display them properly after we're done with the antiquing. All right, yeah, this feels nice and slick, nice and dry. Let's get to it. All right, so for the antiquing, you only need two things. And those two things are the antique paste and something to wipe off the antique paste. Here's the antique paste here. Going for the dark brown, largely because for some silly reason I didn't get black. So I only got dark brown and medium brown. And to wipe it off, I've got these disposable shop towels. They are significantly more sturdy than paper towels. So I have paper towels in the kitchen for regular kitchen stuff, and I have these things here in the workshop for more or less anything else. haven't used this one yet, which is odd. Hold on, wait. That doesn't make sense. Something is wrong. I'll be right back. Doug, I swear you better not eat my food. Also, everybody, Doug is here. He's not on stream yet. Do not knock that over. Come on. Move, 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 move. That is incredibly odd. Okay. So I've done some antiquing before, and I thought for sure I used the dark brown first, and I guess I was wrong. So, make sure that none of these are in the way here. Okay, so nothing that I need to antique is going to be over here. However, I'm going to leave this open because if I don't, as I'm moving it, I'll get some of this action, which isn't going to help me. So it's going to stay like this. I'm going to remove any excess. Yes, yes, Doug, I know. You're tired. You're stretching. All right. This should be sufficient. So this should be sufficient for something this size. All right, here we go. So unfortunately, it is going to get in the thread a bit, and I'll have to do a better job of getting it out of the thread when I wipe it down. But do also have to make sure that I get the antique paste inside as much as I can so that the detail pops when it's wiped away. So remember what it looked like before. That is much, much better. All right. So now, in an attempt to ensure that I'm not unintentionally reapplying, but also so I'm not burning through my shop towels. Going to reuse. There we go. Get it out of there. Okay. I am pretty pleased with that. Although I'm going to try to get some more off up in the top right there. Okay. Boom. So, so I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. This gel is going to take a while before it is dry. So what normally happens is after the application, then you'd apply your resist or your Resolene one more time over this. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit because I don't want to unintentionally get or unintentionally pull away some of the antique paste with the Resolene applicator. I'm gonna let that one sit. But effectively, we are done with applying the antique. So shouldn't need these gloves here. All right. While we're waiting, some more of the things that I have that I'll be selling at a major discount. This particular wallet is Stingray on both sides, and the centerpiece looks like it's some sort of fabric, but it's not. It's actually hair on cowhide with a snakeskin embossing. So let me bring that a little closer. Hopefully you can see that in there. So this one, $5. This one here, same style, but monitor lizard, and the centerpiece here is kangaroo, also $5. Again, huge discounts because I am celebrating me hitting 1,000 YouTube subscribers. So basically, you get to get over on me because I'm happy. Again, we're letting uh, the antique paste dry a little bit before moving forward. And while we're waiting, all of these, all of the exotic ones, $5. So this is gator tail on both sides, and the centerpiece is cowhide. I'm sorry, I said tail. Those are belly plates right there. You're not getting gator belly anything for that much money. So I mean, jump on in, grab one of those. Again, I can't say it enough. If you buy something for super cheap, great, you got it for cheap, but the shipping is still about $10 because that's how much priority mail costs. So understand that you buy anything tonight, you still got to cover the cost of shipping. Another one with calf skin in the center and gator. This one here is Horween Dublin as a centerpiece. So you got the gator pieces on the front and back with Horween leather on the center. This one would be 7, only because the material cost me more than the other ones. Ostrich with horsehide. This one has 2 pockets instead of, I'm sorry, 3 pockets instead of the 2 like these other ones. but still selling it for the same price, $5. Again, same thing. Ostrich, cowhide, 5. Ostrich, and this beautiful burgundy goat hide in the center. That one's 7, so slightly higher. The tarnished copper looking. Oh, it's cowhide, but it looks like tarnished copper. This bifold here. Let this one go for $10 plus shipping. It's as much as I want to keep it. I don't use wallets like this. I use a different style, so I can't use it myself. This flap wallet here, letting this one roll for, again, you can see here it's Horween leather. This one, $5. Again, everything's massively discounted. I am just celebrating, honestly. I'm glad I hit 5,000. I'm to 5,000. I'm glad I hit 1,000. I'm just one step closer to being monetizable on YouTube, and everybody here watching has helped me with that. So I appreciate it. So if you're watching, if you're subscribed, I appreciate that. By all means, partake of this discount. So this one here is black calfskin in the center, and pirarucu. It's fish leather, really common in cowboy boots and belts. Again, this is another one that's 7. It should be much more. Ostrich leg and Horween Dearborn, which I don't believe they're making anymore. I can't find any place where they're selling that particular tannage. So um, $7. Black cherry ostrich with the goat skin and the centerpiece, the interior there. $7. Again, massive discounts. I'm just trying to celebrate making 1,000. I think this one might be ready. Nope, a little bit longer, and then this one can get the wrestling treatment put on it. Mm, yep, we'll let that one sit there a little bit longer. What's one we haven't seen yet? Here we go. Notebook cover. This one's a blue cowhide that I got from District Leather. I'm sorry, I can't remember the location of the tannery. I believe it's US based. District Leather has a lot of great stuff from a lot of great places. This one here, I love the color. Already comes with a ton of pull up, great looking leather, nice little shocking blue. Um, Such a bright color, you're not going to misplace it, you're not going to lose it. And also, again, spot for a card, pen loops, and so you can always have what you need if you are the sort of person who likes to write stuff down all the time. I prefer writing things myself because these don't run out of batteries. That's just me, though. Can't really knock cell phones, they are incredibly useful. I'm sorry, I should have set a price for this one. So this one is $10. Again, heavily discounted. And this one is hand stitched. I am losing money selling this. However, I'd rather see it gone than to just sit in here on the shelf, just taking up space. So if you know somebody who wants it, or if you think it would be a great gift for someone, by all means, get it for cheap. You're not going to get that anywhere cheaper. I promise you that. Same thing. This is an Italian cowhide, and let me look at these plates. That's crocodile tail. Yeah, crocodile tail. Hold on, are those belly plates? No, those are tail plates. Another notebook cover, and I can assure you this Italian cowhide feels outstanding. This is saddle stitch, not machine stitched at all. No machines on this one. So this one here without the exotic piece, $10. This one with the exotic piece, we'll call it 13. Ostrich skin name badge, again, $5. Keeping it simple, keeping it simple. Heavy discounts. This one, I really don't want to give up for a discount, but I will because I said I would. This is ostrich on the outside, lined with pigskin suede, cowhide on the inside. Prior to ship, I will absolutely be burning these threads. I thought I did already, but I guess I was wrong. This one, letting this go for 45. This isn't 10% off, but selling it for 10% off is such a huge loss. I can't justify selling that one. So keep that rolling. Same style of wallet, but embossed cowhide on the outside. That is Belgian. You're definitely European, but I believe Belgian cowhide on the inside, saddle stitched the entire way throughout. Different color stitching on the inside track. Just the time spent alone, this wallet should be worth $55 just on cost. Sell it for 30. Again, heavy discount because of the stream, because of the 1,000 subscribers. Same flap wallet. Both of these prior to shipping will have the same finish. This one doesn't have the edges finished. This one here does. Let me go ahead and show the example. So this is with about 4 or so coats of the edge paint. It's more of a smooth, uniform appearance with the edge paint on there. These edges are raw. They haven't been, voice cracking. They haven't been beveled or burnished prior to shipping. They absolutely will. I'm not going to send out stuff like that. All right, Wave wallets. These ones normally go for 35. I will let these go for $10 a pop. Again, this is the Horween cowhide with the embossing on this one. This one is not. This one, I can't remember the name of the tannage from Tandy, but oh wow, let me get that properly framed. But I really do love how these ones turned out. They feel great in the hand. They look good. They stand out being bright red. So again, harder to lose, harder to misplace. Lord knows I've lost my black wallet so many times. It's not funny. All right. Let's move on to getting the Resolene on this piece here, and then we should be done with this one. How's the framing? There we go. All right. Whoa. So this one doesn't need any this one doesn't need the heavier application for resist purposes. So I will be straining off the excess just so I can get a light application. Also means that there's less likelihood of of the bubbles and everything like that, since it won't just be inundated. So let's see how this one rolls. Oh yeah, that's way better. Not nearly as better as I thought it was going to be, though. It is definitely pulling some of that antique paste. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this, but I think I have to now. I didn't want to have to do that, but unavoidable. It sounds like my dog is over it with me not talking to him. But hey, I'm here for the stream. If anybody's got any questions, by all means, don't hesitate to ask. That's what I'm here for. Answer questions, maybe even take requests. We'll see how the night rolls. All right. Getting some of this action up here. Okay. So many of these stray hairs. That's pretty upsetting, actually. I might need to speak with Tandy about their daubers, because I never used to have this issue with them before, but now they're just leaving the strays, even after singeing, even after use. There's that. Whew. All right. That'll do it. That will do it. More flap wallets. This one's a thinner calf skin. This one is a thicker cowhide with that electric blue from District Leather. I really do like this one a whole lot. The thin one's pretty good too. It's a thinner leather in general. So even though the dimensions are the same so far as length and width and everything, it takes up less space on the inside. So you actually have more space for cards and or cash. If you have so if you're one who wants to keep a slimmer profile with your wallet, but you do carry a bunch of cards, a thinner material is the way to go to give you most of, if not all of what you're looking for. More stuff. More stuff up for the discount. More notebook covers. Let's move this out of the way. So obviously this is ostrich throughout for the card holder and the pin loop, and for the body of the material, all blue ostrich. This one's the European cowhide with the brown ostrich on both sides there. And this one is cowhide on this side, and on the flip side, hippo, a black hippo. I'm going to bring these closer to the camera. Hopefully it focuses. There we go. So that's the black hippo right there. It feels like a really, really dense velvet, but it's really resistant to abrasion. Next is the ostrich right there. As you can see, saddle stitched. Then next, the blue ostrich. So they're all the same size. This one has a really, really light temper, so it's not nearly as stiff. So this will fit well in the pocket. Basically, no real break-in time. Feels pretty comfortable, but still does the amazing job of protecting your notebook in your pockets, or rather in your singular pocket. Vertical wallet with a, I guess you'd call that russet or maybe rust colored shark skin. You can see the snap right there. It's got not just this isn't just your regular vertical wallet. You've got the snap for the closure. For those who enjoy or who need such a thing, this one's got it. It's all for you. Boom. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said price there. Neglected that one. So this one, electric blue cowhide though it is, $7. All of the exotics, 15. I guess technically this is more cowhide than exotic, so 7 and 7. Then these ones, 15 a piece. Like I said, everything is heavily discounted because I'm celebrating. In the case of 3 of those, I'm taking a loss. All right, this one here I'm emotionally attached to. So, you've heard me talk on the channel quite a few times about how I was very badly injured my last year in the military. Um, yeah, my last year in the military. Things went very sideways. It was a workplace accident, and you've probably seen the results of that. But long story short, I had to get part of my hand amputated, technically 2 parts, and I was honestly terrified because I didn't think that I'd be able to continue to do leather work because I need my hands for that. And I just, that fear led me to keep pushing so that I wouldn't lose the skill. And this was one of the projects that I made on that deployment where my hands were still recovering. Um, I think they were out of the encompassing bandage and were in individual bandages. at the time that I made this. And I think I was past the point of pushing the needle through with my left hand and then using a Leatherman tool to grab it on the other side and pulling through because I couldn't use my hands to do it. And this was one of the ones that I made where I had to figure out workarounds to be able to stitch. I call it my piano keys wallet because I made it to resemble piano keys or or a piano in general. So you have this large shiny black stingray with the alternating white thread. Oh, starting to have camera issues. And on the inside, again with the alternating white stitches, but we've got the black and white keyboard motif going on the inside as well. So this one, Stingray and all, I have to let go at $45. Now that's not a 90% discount. That is honestly a very below fair price for me based on how much Stingray costs and how much time it took me to work it. But 45 bucks for something handmade, hand stitched from exotic leather in this motif, that is incredibly fair. Truthfully, it's a steal. So 45 for the piano keys wallet. It's more than what I was selling it for at the market this weekend that just passed. Excuse me, less than what I was selling it for in the market. All right, Roper wallet. These are, especially where I live, because I live in Texas and a lot of farmland and ranch country. These style of wallets are incredibly popular. I front pocket carry, so these aren't really a thing that I can use, not without being incredibly uncomfortable. However, people seem to love them nonetheless. So you've got one, two, three, four, five card slots, technically two cash slots for your money. Here, something like this would be used for different sizes of bills, like say ones, fives, and tens, and 20s and up. Or for people who work back and forth across the border, you'd have American on one side and I was about to say yen and pesos on the other side. And a Sam Brown stud for closure here for when if you aren't carrying a lot in your wallet and if you have more stuff in it and you still want it to close after it's bulging a bit more, you have another spot to accommodate lots more cards and or cash. Normally I'd be selling this one for $75. This one 12. 12 bucks for this one. Again, heavy discount. Heavy discount. Let me know if you want it. Um, Side note, real quick, we're going to show off something that is not for sale for anyone else, but because it has been purchased or rather commissioned by someone else. So a good friend of mine, and I'm not going to go ahead and name drop him because he didn't ask for this. He wanted me to make him a watch band for a watch he recently acquired, but he wanted it to be um, olive green and with a bronze buckle. And you can see the bronze right there. And for those who don't know, with bronze, and truthfully with most things that are copper or copper based, as soon as you start handling it, um, the oils on your finger and whatnot will cause it to start oxidizing. So I'm keeping this as covered up as possible so that I don't touch it, so that when he gets it, there won't be any smudges or discoloration or anything that looks like fingerprints on the piece itself. So that is what this one here is. He asked me for it, and I said, I got you, bro. So there he has it. I'm waiting to see what he says about the keeper. Personally, I'm a fan of a wider keeper as opposed to two very slim ones where one is stationary and the other one moves. Because with a keeper that's, say, right here, no matter where your watch sits, say it's say your keeper's right here, unless you are using this very last of the securing holes there on the buckle, this keeper is going to be just fine. Let me not overly force things too much. I don't want to overly stretch out something that he paid for there. And I'm also unraveling the plastic. No. All right, let me go ahead and fix that. But yeah, trying to be gingerly with it. So I'll mm, get this for him. I'll probably get something else plastic to cover this up. This is the plastic that it came with, and with all the working and everything, it's starting to come apart. And I really don't want to have his stuff get tarnished from the handling, so I'll replace that one. What's next that we got here? Ah, so these ones are technically not for sale because they're not done. Yep. So just like the Wave wallets, this one here, Blue Ostrich with a I guess technically matching or uh, complementary, if you will, blue. That electric blue. It stands out, but oddly, it goes with quite a few things. So I went with that one here. And the quill markings here are really, really prominent. Here we go. It was just very bright. Another of the alligator with the heron embossed wallets here. There we go. Not sure if I'm going to machine stitch or hand stitch that one. We'll see. Another one of these. Actually, I haven't shown these too much on stream. I like them a good deal. You can get maybe definitely two, possibly three cards easily on either side. So 6 cards, no cash in a platform about yay big. This isn't bad. And I made this with Horween Derby, another leather that feels really, really outstanding. Those ones aren't done yet, so I don't know what the price will be. This one already has the holes punched, so this one's definitely going to be hand stitched. On the fence about those ones. This one here, ostrich with the it's a minimalist slip wallet. Um, Here's a fun fact about a lot of ostrich hide. Once you pull away the interior, that basically looks like a really really worn out Christmas sweater. Ostrich hide itself is pretty thin. So as thin, I was gonna say as thick, but as thin as this is here, it's actually 2 layers of ostrich hide. This is the side that has little to no quill marks on it on both sides there, and it makes for an amazing liner because it's really really thin, but it's very very durable. You can use stuff like this as liners on gun holsters or regular or knife sheaths, anything like that, because it's just super durable and very, very slim. Again, another one where the holes aren't punched yet, so not sure if it will be for sale as saddle stitched or as just regular machine slash hand stitched. And then this one project, uh, it's a little sad actually. So I was experimenting with a somewhat new model that I had. So you've got this pocket here, one pocket here in the center, then another pocket that is 4 cards, but not the horizontal loadout, but the vertical loadout from this side, from the top. And I did this project. Hold on, wait 1 second. I'm just charging it up. So I did this project, and then maybe a week later, the creator of Dragon Ball Z passed away, Akira Toriyama, and I have not gotten rid of this project yet. Let me center this up here, and hopefully it comes through when I said let me charge it up. I'm very upset that it's not focusing. That's better than nothing. But yeah, I went with the glow in the dark highlights around his body and the hair and the eyes. And I've had a lot of people express some interest in it. No one has given me the 100% absolutely sure, yes, I definitely want it. No one's come through with um, just payment down or down, like full payment there or a down payment or anything like that. Um, I don't know. I kind of want to keep it, but I also know that art is meant to be shared. So I don't know. I'm not sure if this one's up for sale yet. Got to figure it out for myself. If anybody wants it, if they're sure, either say so in chat or shoot me a message on Instagram. What else do we got? Okay. Technically, this is a roper because it is a longer, tall wallet. However, it's not quite what you would think of as I don't know. I guess it still falls into the category of roper because of the height and because it's just a simple, straightforward design. There's no extra pockets. So you've got, I believe it's four, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 card slots total and 2 pockets. Cowhide with a bit of a gold shimmer to it. That's why I bought it. I love it. Got the stamp right there in there. Edges are finished with edge paint after I burnished them a bit. Normally this one is 65. Let this one go for 7. Yes, I rounded up. I love 10, but all right. Now let's move on to something that falls technically under high end. So for those who know, some of y'all might not, there's a leather that is per square foot the most expensive in the world, and that leather is shell cordovan. And that is what most of this wallet is. Let's get some focus on there. Boom. So this wallet, the interior is a is a patent leather. I'm not sure what to call this color, like a dark vanilla, maybe. I'm not sure. But we've got the shell cordovan is a medium brown. So you've got two card slots, then a spot for cash, or another spot for a card, depending on however it is that you carry. Saddle stitched. Then next we've got uh, shell cordovan again, but it's dyed in what's referred to as ricocco. It's an Italian term, ricocco. I don't speak Italian. I speak English pretty well. I don't speak Spanish much at all. And rococo has this marbled sort of look and texture to it. These things have been together for too long. Let's fix that. No, R2D2 water bottle fell. There we go. Much better. Okay, now I'm happy to have this on stream. Sweet. So, Rococo shell cordovan has this marbled look and texture to, not texture, but marbled look to it with the dyeing, which I quite like a lot. And this one here is a whiskey color, and the interior piece there is cowhide with the gator embossing. Clean up whatever it was got in between those two, or whatever residual thing came from them just being pressed up with each other for so long. I might have to bust out the old shell cordovan shoe polish kit later on. So the flip side of that one, the literal flip side of it, is you have that whiskey colored shell with American alligator accents there and there, and the same shell but with the uh, gator embossed internal pieces there on the inside. So these ones, unfortunately, I cannot sell for a discount. If anybody wants them or wants one of them, DM me, um, because shell prices are not at all to be laughed at. They are not small, and all of these are actually, I take that back. These two are saddle stitch. This one I use my machine for. All right. So it's been pushing 90 minutes. I've shown a bunch of different things, a bunch of different styles, a bunch of different hides. And so if anybody is interested in them, by all means, shoot me a message on Instagram, drop a comment, um, anything like that. Just make sure that your message says like 1K stream, and then whichever wallet it is that you're interested in. That way I know what you're interested in, and what I know the pricing is supposed to be. I'll make sure that in the future posts that I have on social media, I'll leave a link to this video with, and I'll try to make sure that I go back and check out timestamps so as to aid in referencing. But long story short, you just message me and say 1K stream. I'm looking for this. You said it was this price. We're good to go. Please note all sales are final, and you got to cover shipping. The last time I was at the post office to ship something, priority mail was, I think, 960. So basically $10. And that's all that I got for right now. The rest of the stream is just going to be me pulling out individual things that are more or less similar to what I've already shown. So that's the end of I'll take that back. It's not the end of the stream. It's just the end of the new stuff or the stuff that I'm selling for the stream. I do have one more thing that I want to share with y'all, and even though there are some flaws in it that I've noticed, I'm still happy about how it turned out, and that is this particular bag right here. Let me take it out and clear out some space here. So this bag here turned out pretty well. And by turned out pretty well, I mean, I saw where the flaws in the listed pattern was. Like, for instance, the handles were not made what I would say were made properly, even though the pattern calls for them to be a particular way in the instructions to say a certain thing. And it also says to use a thinner piece or thinner leather for the closure, when I'm not seeing that as working. There's also no extra closure mechanism that's in the pattern, and I believe that extra closure mechanism is necessary. So the next version of this bag will turn out a whole lot better. So this is prototype 3. First one I've put together fully, where I didn't run into a bunch of huge issues. This one will stay sitting in the closet. It'll be on display. I won't sell it because I don't like how it turned out as a project of itself. But I do like that. I think I've identified where all of the problem areas are for future builds. So can't wait for that one to come together and get knocked out. All right, so now we're done. We're rolling up on 90 minutes of the stream. I appreciate everybody who stuck around. I appreciate everybody who came through to rock with me on the stream here. Thank y'all. Thank everybody for likes and for the congratulations. I know 1,000 subscribers isn't a huge number, but it's a huge one for me, and I really, really appreciate any kind words that anybody's had for me. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. I'm Jay Renard. Y'all have a good night. I'm out. Peace. Yeah, let's end that focused on Goku.